So this is the key for the Unit 1 test review. Apparently my mic was muted when I started, so I'll start again. This one, inside the parentheses, remember, moves left and right. Since this is positive, I have to remember that inside it's opposite, so positive moved to the left. This is the only one that said anything about the left. This one, the +3, I know at the end, moves it up, so I can get rid of those two. And I know that negative out front flips it across the x-axis. So this is the only one that mentions that. So it's C. This one, -1 is going to move it down 1. Easy. This one, it's going to move down 2. This one says down 3. This one says down 3. I know this is down 2, so it's B. This one says down 2. So we know it's going to be translates down 2 units. So we can get rid of the right and the up. Now there's also other things going on, reflections. This one doesn't have any reflections. So it should be pretty easy just to go B. Down 3. So. And this one, remember, it's opposite. So positive goes to the left. Positive moves to the left. So it's going to be D. +1. That's opposite again. It's going to be left 1. Done. Number 8, down 1. And compressed vertically by a factor of 3. Okay, so remember, fractions are going to make it wider. So if I compress it vertically, it's going to smash it down and make it wider. If I try to compress it horizontally this way, it's going to squish and go up. So it's compressed vertically by a factor of 3. Number 9, identify the parent function. Okay, so I got to look at what's going on here. It moved to the right 1, 2, 3. So I know there needs to be a -3 in there because and it needs to be inside the absolute value bars. So I know that guy's out. That's got a -3 inside. That's got a -3 inside. That is a +3. Okay. I also know that it reflected down. So it has to have a negative out front. This is a negative inside. That's not the same thing. This has a negative out front. It's B. Number 10 here. It moved to the right 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be a -3 on the inside. And it moved down 1. So it's going to be a -1 at the end. That one. It moved down 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be -3. And it flipped, it reflected, and it's got to be out front. This would actually just be positive because the negative squared is positive. So it's not that guy. 12. It's going the opposite way. So it reflected. There's going to be a negative out front. It looks like it moved down by 1 instead of going through the origin, and went down 1. So it doesn't look like it went left or right at all. So that guy's gone. That guy's gone. It moved down, not up. Looks like that one. $13. It moved right 2, so that's going to be a minus inside. So that's not inside. That's a plus. All right. It reflected down, so it's going to have a minus out front. This, once again, it's squared, so that would just be positive. So it's, it moved to the right 2, down 2. So it needs a -2 on the inside and needs a -2 on the outside. B. right 2, down 1. So minus 2 on the inside, down 1. See. Right 2, down 2. So minus 2 on the inside. This one, you're like, okay, well, that could be a minus 2 on the inside. But the next thing says down 2. That's up 2. So it's got to be that one. All right, exponential graphs. All right, it's where the exponent is bigger. Now, with these, we didn't talk about these a whole lot. They're from last year. We didn't talk about them a lot. But if it's a positive number, it's going to be exponential growth. So if it's greater than 1, I'm sorry, so not positive, just greater than 1. If it's between 0 and 1, then it's going to be exponential decay. So like these fractions would be going the opposite way. So we know it's not those. Sometimes the easiest thing to do in these is to plug in a point, like x equals 1. When x equals 1, 2 to the first is 2. Yeah, that works. 4 to the first is 4. No, that doesn't work. Okay, this one's decay. See, this one's going the opposite way, so I know it's going to be a fraction. I'll plug in a point. Plug in -1. Well, a negative exponent tells me to flip it. So a negative first would make this 3. So -1, 3. Nope, that doesn't work. -1 in here, flip it, becomes 2. Yep, that works. All right, a little bit harder here. It's growth, not decay. All these are. It moved, if you look at where it moved up 1, so that guy's out. It moved to the left, and we could figure out how much it moved to the left, but just by knowing it moved to the left, we know it's going to have to be positive. So that guy's out. I'm down to a 50-50 at this point. And the easiest thing to do is just to plug in a point again. So I'll plug in -1. -1 plus 2 is 1. 2 to the first is 2 plus 1 is 3. So -1, 3. Yeah, that works. -1 plus 2 is 1, 4, 5. That should be up at 5. It's not. That one. All right, I can automatically see that this is decay, so it's going to be those. And it moved down. Okay, both those moved down. That's cool. And it moved to the right. Okay, both those moved to the right. Now I just have to determine, instead of going to the axis, it went to -2, so I know it went down 2. Given this piecewise function, evaluate f of -2. Well, where is -2? -2 is less than 2. So I'm going to use this top equation. That's -6 minus 1 is -7. Evaluate f of 2. Well, where does that occur? Well, it's not less than 2, but it is or equal to. So I'm going to plug it in the bottom equation. 2 squared is 4. Determine the real zeros. All you got to do is look at the graph. So it looks like there's a 0 at 0 and a 0 at 3. Done. There's a 0 at 0 and a 0 at -3. Done. Looks like there's a 0 at 3 and a 0 at 4. Other way around, but same thing. A 0 at 0, a 0 at 5. Done.